In this video, we'll be showing the physical inventory process within IntelliTrack Inventory. And the process begins by first logging into the mobile application on your device. From the home screen, choosing Inventory, followed by Consumables, and then we're presented with a set of fields that we are required to enter data for the process of completing a physical inventory. The first field is the site that we're working in, which defaults to our default site. We can change that if we have multiple sites, or we can leave it the same. The second field is the location that we're going to perform an physical inventory in. So we would scan our location value, and if we decided that we wanted to lock that location value down and have it repeated because there's a lot of stuff in that particular location, we can click the lock button, or we can leave it unlocked and scan or enter in the location each time when we complete the physical inventory function. Right now, let me lock that down to show you how it works. And then we scan our item. It validates the item. It checks that it's a legitimate item. It then prompts us it shows the description of the item. It then prompts us for the quantity. So I would do my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, and enter in a quantity. If it's a multiple unit of measure, we would be prompted for that. And then I would click the submit button up in the top. The screen clears with the exception of A1A, which is still populated. I scan the next item, which is item 2 in this example, a real simple part number. That's a bucket. And I do my count, and I find that there are 41 there. So I enter in 41 and I click submit. And then the last item that's in this location is item 3. We scan the item. It validates the item. It's garbage bags. We do our count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we find that there are 10 in that location, and we click submit. At that point, we're going to be done with the physical inventory. We were just doing a single location, and we can go ahead and back out of that transaction and come back to our home screen. So now I'd like to transition back to the web-based application and show you the results of that process that we just completed on the mobile computer. So that information was sent back real time, and I've filtered my inventory data screen to just show us the site and the location that we were just working in, which was A1A. And we can see our quantity on hand, and this quantity is what the system thinks we have. And what I'm about to do is click the refresh button, and the inventory quantity, which are all set to 0 right now, will be populated with the values that we found during the physical inventory. So I'm going to refresh the screen. I'm going to filter the location again, and now you can see there is the data that we've captured. And this gives us the ability to confirm that, on all of these we're a little bit off, right? There's a slight adjustment, and that's by design to show that how this works. But if we have this variance, this discrepancy, there is certainly the ability for us to now run a report. If we go to View Print Reports, we can run an inventory reconciliation report. And this shows us the variances and the unit costs involved, if there's cost tracking turned on. But this is a report that runs as a reconciliation for today to show us, any location where we had a discrepancy between the quantity on hand and the quantity counted. And this would be the opportunity to perhaps go back out and double check that those values were right, or we could make the decision that if we come back here and we look at our inventory data and the location, we decide, those are the correct counts. They're only off by a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and ask the system to go ahead and update the count. So we click this button here in the top right of the screen, and it warns me. It says, "Are you sure? The quantity will be updated to the inventoried quantity. Update inventory for this site." And I say OK, and it zeroes out the inventory quantity and it applies those quantity counts over in the quantity column. That's the process of completing a physical inventory within IntelliTrack.